Hey, crypto family. So, gonna do a live stream here, and we're just gonna cover what's going on in the market, a couple big news articles, and what my viewpoint is going forward for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So, with that, we're gonna give it a couple minutes for everyone to get in here, and then we'll go ahead and start this live stream. Hey, what's going on, Richard? Good to have you, man. I'm just gonna give it a couple minutes for some more people to get in here, and then we're gonna go ahead and start this live stream and cover exactly what's been going on in the market and why the decline. So it looks like we got 7 people in here, so it's gonna give it another about another minute, and then we're gonna go ahead and start this live stream. Hey, what's going on, AJ? Good to have you. Okay, so about 2.5 minutes have passed, so we'll go ahead and start this live stream. So good to have everyone in here. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more people, and with that, let's go ahead and get started. So today we've seen Bitcoin took a dive. It's at its lowest point. This is on the USD chart, 1 hour for Bittrex. We can see it dumped to a point of $9,680. So with that, there are some major factors that were contributing to this dump today, kind of like a combination of news. And one of the first things that mainly started it was a CFTC report that basically said Bitfinex had been sent a subpoena, basically, kind of forcing them to come forward and, say what's been going on with Tether. So, as you know, Tether has been a big controversial subject in the crypto market. Some people like it, some people hate it. Bitfinex has been accused of basically printing Tether out of thin air and not having the USD currency to back it, basically to help pump Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. But the biggest thing here with this article is you can see here is updated, and it says Bloomberg has updated its report stating that the subpoenas were sent on December 6th, not last week. So this was just a lot of FUD and a lot of bad reporting on Bloomberg's part. Basically, this caused a panic because everyone thought, Tether was going to go to zero. And so, they were either selling their coins and then selling out of Tether and just putting the money back in their bank account, which really was, even if this did happen and Tether went to zero, of course, that's almost creating like a FOMO to get into cryptocurrencies, and get out of Tether. So if anything, it's good though that, they sent a subpoena on December 6th and basically Bitfinex is still operating. So, maybe they, sent something back to them. Maybe they, are letting them audit. December 6th is almost 2 months away. So it's good to see, that they're still in operations, and hopefully everything turns out good for Bitfinex. But again, there's been a lot of audit, requests for auditing, and they haven't really reported on that. So we'll see what happens with this moving forward. And again, right now I'm just holding everything in cryptocurrencies. So I find that that's the best bet right now. just holding everything. And since Tether is so controversial right now, I'm not really keeping anything in there. So that's just my 2 cents. But Amir says, if Tether does go to zero, wouldn't the market crash even more? So Amir, you do have a point. There would be a little correction if Tether did go to zero, because basically everyone would panic. And there's actually an article here that I posted, that Charlie Lee posted. And he said, with respect to the Tether situation, it's expected for CFTC to subpoena Bitfinex to investigate if there are any wrongdoings. The fact that the subpoena is in December 2017 and they still have continued issuing USDT is good news. USDT is just like any other altcoin. Then he goes on to explain, if it turns out that USDT is not backed by real USD, the price will crash to zero. This is similar to what happened with BitConnect. It should not affect BTC or any other altcoins. The reason why it does is because people are afraid of it affecting and they sell. This becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. People are afraid of price crashing, sell their coins, and cause the price to actually crash. In my opinion, HODL is the best move to ride this out and buy the dip. That said, don't ask me to buy LTC, as I've said not to trade LTC for other reasons. So basically what he's saying here is, while people panic, because they see USDT, it's like backed by the US dollar, and if it crashes, really it's not going to affect, their coins that they're holding. So it's just a misrepresentation that has a direct link. So it wouldn't affect the coins that they're holding. You could just transfer it to, Coinbase or, a different holding and sell it there. It really wouldn't matter if if Tether did go to zero. But again, he says here that, it just caused a panic because people would have that perception, so they would sell. So I do think it would cause the market to crash, have another dip. But again, I see that as a short-term thing if it did happen. And, if it happens sooner than later, since we are already bearish, then it's almost good. Just get it out of the way if something is wrong with Tether. But, it just be like any other coin, like BitConnector, for example, that he put in here. So I don't see it as, of course it'd be negative, but I don't see it as, affecting us long-term. So Amir said, I'm in fiat and my long hodls. Yeah, I saw that. So indirectly, it will affect it. Correct. Dean said, isn't the issue that the money in and out of Tether has artificially inflated BTC and alts? So Dean, yes, you're correct. So basically what's happened is Bitfinex has printed all this Tether, about 100 million at a time. And then when that happens, you see the price of Bitcoin and everything else skyrocket. Because it's kind of like just pumping money into altcoins. So again, yeah, if that did go to zero, we would see some effect, with everything. But I do see it as bouncing back if that did happen. It's just, again, one of the short-term FUD things. But Tether right now is just like any other coin. It's just a lot of people are holding it because it is stable. So we would see some short-term panic with that. But once everything stabilizes, then we'd see a bounce back. But yes, Dean, you are correct. So every time Tether does print, we see a rise because they're using that money just to pump up cryptocurrency. So, hopefully they respond to all the, all the auditors and actually have the money there to back their USDT. And if they don't, then again, we're already bearish right now. So just cause more FUD for the short term. And then, it'd be more positive news after that. So, but with that news, so basically this subpoena thing, it was in December 6th, but they misreported it as being just recently, so that's what caused a short-term FUD. And then another one that came out was basically Facebook is banning all ads promoting cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin and ICOs. So Facebook came out and said they're doing this to basically to stop scammers. So as you know, Facebook is always full of ads and stuff, and a lot of those ads are from scammers and people just trying to get your money. So basically they're taking a whole broad overview and just banning ads that promote cryptocurrency altogether. Honestly, I never really clicked on any ads on Facebook anyway. So, but it did cause more awareness of cryptocurrencies. But again, everyone's going to find out cryptocurrencies one way or another. So even if they do ban these, I don't see it as being completely bad, since it is saving some people from the negativity, from a lot of scammers that are on Facebook. So in the end, it's probably positive just to keep people from losing their money and investing it the right way versus following an ad. So Dean said, would be nice to see some sort of Bitfinex tether statement. Either way, if going to create FUD anyway, just give us the bad news now or get some type of audit and put it to bed. Exactly. Richard says people are holding USDT because they're parking their crypto during the dip. Richard, yes, you are correct. Now, again, if USDT, some bad news does come out and it's not really backed, people are going to immediately, hopefully they'll FOMO and buy cryptocurrencies with their USDT. And then, as it starts to go to zero, but, it's anyone's guess what's going to happen there or if it's going to cause a further crash. So, and Amir says, in my opinion, I wouldn't touch USDT at the moment. Yeah, it's real kind of risky right now to keep some fiat in USDT. Again, I mean, people are doing it because of the dip right now, but it's just one of those risky things that if this is some of the main reasons because of the FUD, it's kind of that 50-50 thing if you want to hold it in USDT or not. But yeah, so this Facebook thing was kind of another thing that caused the dip, basically. And then one of the last things was South Korea implementing their regulations. So this is nothing new. South Korea has been talking about this since December, that they're going to focus on the regulations more. And basically they're, cracking down on anonymous account creation, but which I don't really know how that was possible or why that was a thing, because you can't do that here in the United States or mainly, most places in general. So I don't see how, why that's still available. So that's not really big news. And then I believe they're cracking down on anyone under the age of 18 trading cryptocurrencies. And then I believe international traders as well, participating in South Korea. So regardless, they're just making it safer for everyone. And basically when this came out, it was a short-term spike because a lot of people, maybe who are under the age or had anonymous accounts, they were selling their cryptocurrencies. So again, it's kind of like a trifecta, if you will, of news for causing this dip that we saw in Bitcoin. So, but again, the South Korean news is positive. The Facebook news is overall positive, stopping the scammers that have ads. And then the CFTC news, it was actually December 6th when they sent the subpoena to Bitfinex. So all of this stuff, I mean, if you read between the lines, it's not even FUD. But again, it's just that short-term, panic that people sell here. And that's what got us down to this $9,956 level for Bitcoin. So some good news that came out is, may have already heard, but when CoinCheck got hacked for their NIM, here it says it was 425 million. Basically, they're going to refund all of the people that were affected. So they're going to refund everyone at a cost of 81 cents per NIM, which I believe now is like a 9% discount. What NIM is, we can actually check here and see exactly what that is. So NIM right now is actually 76 cents. So they're actually getting a better price for their NIM. So that's great news, that they're actually refunding everyone. And, it'll keep a positive image for cryptocurrencies and Japanese exchanges, which they're already really bullish on cryptocurrencies. So I see this is definitely good news. And, hopefully other exchanges follow suit, and because that'll just create a more positive image of cryptocurrencies. So, but with that, let's go ahead and look at Bitcoin and see exactly what's going on and, where we're going from here. Basically, from everyone I've looked at on Twitter, YouTube videos, and the overall market sentiment, people are thinking Bitcoin's going to go, the bottom is going to be around $8,600 to $9,300, and then we're going to have a bounce. So looking at here, I drew some support levels. The first support is at this 10,000 level, and 10,000 has always been a big support for Bitcoin. It's when it had its huge rise, and that's when in December we went over 10,000 and just kept going. So that's a big support level right now. You can see it's been staying around there for a while. And then if we do dip below 10,000, then we could see it testing this $9,000 level. So that's when it had this huge crash here from all the FUD, and then it bounced off of this $9,000 level and then sprung all the way back up to over, to $13,000. So if it does, keep dropping here, I see it going towards 9,000, and there's going to be a lot of buying in this area. And then, I see it bouncing up from there, and hopefully that's when we start the rally and, overcome all this FUD that's been happening. So you can see that the RSI is pretty oversold right now. And, a couple of these points right here, the RSI was oversold right here. And, at these points, we had these huge bounces. So we can see, there's been bounces every time the RSI touches about the $30 level here. So, it's good news that we are, this oversold right now. And, I could see it going down a little further, again, towards, $9,000. But, these are some good buying points here for coins. And, it's not financial advice, just my opinion, but I think we're definitely, getting towards the bottom. I see the overall sentiment, mainly everyone that's left is people who are holding. So, there's not really much more, I think, panic sellers. I think everyone's kind of, everyone's used to this by now. And you have, all the new traders way up here have already gotten out, and basically have the experienced traders here knowing that these are good prices and this is just short-term FUD. Because January historically has been a bearish month for cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. So it's this is nothing new. It's just, same thing, different day. So that's my opinion. Again, I'm holding all my coins. So, personally, I think it's best to hold your coins right now. If you have not sold any, and then if you have some, tether, maybe waiting for a further dip and, buying it when it gets towards this $9,000 level. Because I think that's definitely when we'll see a bounce. So, let's just go ahead and go over some of the coins and see exactly where everything's at. So Ethereum has been one of the best performing coins during this retracement. It's consistently held above $1,000, and I think that's going to be its new main support. It's at 1,070, and it's down 7.6%, while mostly all the other coins are down double digits. So I think we're definitely, it's good to hold some Ethereum, and because one, a lot of ICOs use Ethereum, and then two, they have a lot of things going for them with their smart contract technology and a lot of projects they're working on. So I definitely think Ethereum is a great coin to hold in your portfolio. Ripple, it's one of those coins that, it falls hard and then it bounces hard. So, maybe holding a little bit of that. I know people are, some hate it, some like it. So, and then we have Bitcoin Cash at $14.48. Cardano's at 50 cents. So that's taken quite a dive. Neo has been another pretty strong performer at $140. Litecoin, $160. We have Stellar at 47 cents, EOS at 11.55, and then NIM at 76 cents. And then going down, I know VeChain has been, a big coin that people have been looking at. It's only down 6.4%, so it's another good performer. And a lot of people are long-term holding that coin. They're going to have a rebrand to VeChain Thor, I believe, in February. So keep an eye on that one. That's going to gain some traction soon. And then we can also look at, there's another coin I was looking at. Let's see. Dragon Chain right now is at $2.16. And then we also have Z Classic. They're at $110. So this is getting into really good buy territory. They announced their hard fork date for Bitcoin Private. I believe it's going to be February 28th. And then the fork's going to actually happen, I think, a couple days later. Or they're basically February 28th is when they're going to start for the Bitcoin Private hard fork. So make sure to hold some Z Classic before that date, because we're definitely going to see a run up as we approach the end of February. So keep an eye on this. The developers, the team is really great. They're providing constant updates on Twitter. So it's always good to, have a team that's really, really, communicating with their investors. So that's another coin I'm very bullish on. And then as we go down here, basically every other coin is, the same, 10 to 20% down. So Dean says, hoping the Asian New Year brings a change in fortune. Last month has been a plethora of FUD from all angles. Dean, you are not lying. It seems like every week there's some new FUD going on. But again, it's, everyone who's new to crypto sees this as a negative. And I think it's just, part of the market cycles. And basically it's, it happens. I mean, nothing can go up forever. So it's just a lot of people taking profits. A lot of new investors who got in are panicking right now. They don't want to lose all their money. But again, like you said, the Asian New Year, I believe that's February 6th, if I'm not mistaken. But again, I think there's been a lot of, I remember when we were going down, a lot of people posted stuff, and basically people posted, I want to say like 20 something days before the Asian New Year, we had a big dip, and then I think a week later we started a bounce. I forgot where the graph was for that. So let me actually see if I can find it. Because I remember posting that, and it was just basically saying that, 7 days after, or basically I would say about a week and a half, 2 weeks before the Asian New Year, we'll see a bounce. So hopefully that's coming soon. But it was a historical graph over the past 3 or 4 years that was consistent with the bounce happening, close to about a week before the Asian New Year. So hopefully we'll see that this time. And yeah, I think just January was overall a bad month. And since it's historically bearish, I see us, hopefully going up and having some more positive news from this, because I know a lot of companies have been actually adopting cryptocurrencies, and there's been a lot of good news out there. But again, this FUD kind of overtakes that in the short term. And Richard, no problem, man. Yeah, I can actually go. He says thanks for the Z Classic date. So I can actually go to their Twitter, and if you're not following Z Classic Coin and you're interested in them, definitely follow them. But and also Bitcoin Private. So they give constant updates here. But basically, they announced that their date here is going to be February 28th. So I know one of the main creators here, Rhett Creighton, he's announcing here. It says 2 hours ago he announced Bitcoin Private and Z Classic snapshots will occur at nearly the same time, February 28th, fork launch 2 days later. So so again, keep an eye on this. Z Classic, I believe it's a great coin to hold. Regardless if it keeps going down more, you're still going to see it rise towards February 28th, and you're going to get free Bitcoin private coins for every Z Classic you hold. So just keep that in mind, moving forward to that date. But with that, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask or, comment anything if you have, any useful information or anything. I just wanted to kind of give everyone an update on what's been going on in the market and what I'm thinking, moving forward. And I'm not really worried about all this FUD, because that's all it is. I mean, you saw a lot of this is actually positive news, but it's just when they explain it in a negative light and stuff, without really looking at the big picture, it seems really, really bearish. So I definitely think there's good news with this, and we'll see a bounce very soon. But let me see if anyone has any coins you want me to look at. They'll definitely, I'll look at that. Richard says, have you heard any news about the wallet for Z Classic? So I have not. I just noticed they posted something about their wallet on their Twitter. It says, we're pleased to release the Z Classic Electrum wallet beta to our community, available to download here. Stay tuned for one more update for a major announcement taking place tomorrow at our first ever Bitcoin private conference. Will be live streamed. So yeah, I've not heard. Haven't used it and haven't heard anyone use it yet. But I mean, it looks like you can have your Z Classic in here and be compatible if exchanges did not support the Bitcoin private fork. So definitely recommend if it's a beta release, maybe wait a little bit until it's more confirmed. But yeah, if exchanges don't support the hard fork, then it definitely you'd have to use in one of these wallets. So let's see. Dean says, I'm holding all through this, but learned valuable lesson to at least skim some profits in the good times. Too much exuberance. And then he also says, should have heeded the be fearful when others are greedy at 800 billion cap. Yeah, Dean. So that's exactly, always make sure to take profits, because we were on a constant rise in December. And when you get to the point where it seems like everything is going to keep increasing forever, that's when you need to take some profits. Because I fell under that same thing, thinking that, we're going to be over a trillion market cap by January 15th and all that. And it's just really heed the saying, be greedy when others are fearful and be fearful when others are greedy. So definitely some good advice there. And Dean said they have a swing wallet, instructions on Reddit for it. I think they're releasing another since then. Check Reddit. Okay, Dean, I'll definitely check Reddit and see what's going on with the Z Classic wallet. My official, what's going on, man? Good to have you here. And then Richard says, I've got the beta, but it doesn't work for me. So it looks like they're definitely still working on that and fine tuning that wallet. Chuck says the Tether market cap is deceptive. Chuck, yeah, I mean, don't. The Tether market cap right now, I believe, let me go ahead and check that out. Let's see. So yeah, so the market cap right now is 2 billion, and yeah, exactly. So it's very deceptive, and you know, don't fall for that. You know, it makes you think that you know, I mean, you look here, 495 billion until there's 2 billion here, so it's actually larger than other currencies as it's pegged. So yeah, that's something to definitely keep in mind when you're looking at Tether and other coins. And then Dean says they issued more Tether today even after all of this. Wow. So yeah, so that shows you. I really hope Bitfinex has some, you know, they actually have USD that's backed, you know, that this Tether is backed by. But again, it's hard to say since Bitfinex has not been audited yet. So again, just be careful when holding Tether, and you know, just definitely recommend, you know, if you have a coin that you've been looking at, you know, maybe using that Tether to buy some of these coins at these low prices. So my official says, did you also hear that Facebook is banning everything crypto, practices, ad, etc.? Yes, my official actually, yeah, we talked, covered that a little earlier in the video, but yeah, basically I explained just a lot of the FUD for anyone that's just coming in. Is basically the CFTC, you know, sending subpoena to Bitfinex about their Tether, which was actually happened on December 6th, but Bloomberg misreported it as happening today. So again, that's kind of the, you know, bad reporting on their part. And then yeah, Facebook, you know, banning cryptocurrency ads, basically because there's a lot of scammers on Facebook anyway. So you know, don't even click those ads anyway. And then South Korea, basically the regulations coming into effect, just banning any anonymous account creation and no trading if you're under the age of 18, which is good. It just keeps everything safer. So mostly all, you know, good news, just a lot of FUD being spread about it. And then Richard said, next late December, I'll take a cash position ready for the blue January dip. Yeah, Richard, that's a good good thing to do. I mean, you know, if historically, again, if you look at January and it's, you know, it always has a dip about mid-January, then it's always good to hold some. I recommend, you know, holding maybe 10, 20% or more when, you know, there is these months, you know, closing in, so that you can be able to buy any type of dip that happens or any fear that's being spread. So my official says might drive the price down immensely. Yeah, the Facebook ad already came out like 9 hours ago. So whatever, you know, has been baked in, I think it's already, you know, caused a lot of the decline already. But basically all it was is people were seeing it and coming into cryptos. But I think, you know, I think even if they ban the ads, they're still going to find out about cryptocurrencies one way or another. I mean, CNBC reports on them every other day, it seems like. So everyone's going to find out, you know, eventually. And then also another thing, I think if you're new to cryptocurrencies and you need to create an account, I want to say, I think it was Bittrex isn't going to announce, actually they are accepting new customers. I'm not 100% on that. Let's see. Let me just double check on that, because I think they were talking about, they were yeah, so basically Bittrex posted on their Twitter, for those interested in a new account on Bittrex, please use this waitlist form. So they have a waitlist form where you can get on there and I guess get notified whenever they are accepting new registrations. So basically, you know, it's kind of gauges, you know, how much you're going to trade, and then, you know, do you want to create an account, and basically, you know, a couple questions and your email address. So you're just submitting a request to create an account, and when it's available, then, you know, you can create one. So I think it's good news. It'll cause, you know, some more volume coming in, more new money, people eager to get in on these good prices. So that's another thing that people aren't talking about. So again, if you're thinking about, you know, get into cryptocurrencies, get onto the Bittrex Twitter at Bittrex Exchange, and then click this link here, and then you can be able to create an account. So that's good news. But with that, right now Bitcoin's about 9,900. So, you know, it looks like we're having a further decline here. You know, again, as I mentioned, a lot of people are eyeing that you know, $9,300 level to, or yeah, 9,300 to 8,600. So I think we'll have a bounce there. Until then, we may see a further decline. But again, just a lot of people panic selling right now, so I don't think it's anything to worry about, and I think we're gonna have a bounce very, very soon, and it's just a good chance to take advantage of prices. So, and also for anyone watching that hasn't subscribed, every 500 subscribers, I'm doing a giveaway of $50 worth of Bitcoin or Litecoin to 2 random subscribers that comment on my latest giveaway video, their Bitcoin or Litecoin address with something funny. So I'm almost to 2,000 subscribers. So I'll be probably doing that giveaway after this live stream. I should reach it by then. But yeah, it's just a way of giving back to the community. So if you're not subscribed, just like an extra incentive, provide some latest news and then also do giveaways to show my support. So, and with that, anyone have any other questions? Feel free to leave them in the comments, or anything you have to comment. I'm just kind of going over, what's the reason for the FUD, and then just just the latest news and what everyone's thinking. Basically on Twitter, kind of get a feel for what's been going on and stuff, and a big person to follow too. If you're not, I know Joseph Young. He's one of the main reporters, big journalist that has a lot of the latest news. So follow him. He'll give you a lot of the latest news that's going on and exactly what's going on with the market. So just some more reputable people to get your news from, and it kind of helps out. But and looking at other things here, I think basically, I don't know if there's any other latest news that's going on in cryptocurrencies. Basically, I know people were talking about the flippening happening, from Ethereum and Bitcoin. And, you see Ethereum 104 billion, Bitcoin's 167 billion. So Ethereum's been closing in on Bitcoin for a while. And basically just the transaction speed and number of transactions it can handle and their smart contracts and everything, make it a viable option. That's kind of if Bitcoin's Lightning Network is going to come in time before that happens. So it's just been a topic people have been talking about, something in the background. But yeah, I'm very bullish on Ethereum. I think it's a good hedge against Bitcoin. As you see, it usually doesn't fall as hard when Bitcoin is dropping. So it's kind of like the new Litecoin, if you will. It's really, really stable and has a lot of potential for it. So have mercy, good to have you, man. He says Tether collapse might cause the market to go 50% down due to Bitfinex links. What do you think? So yeah, so we were talking about the Tether thing, and if that does go to zero, basically, people can do one of two things. If Tether's going to go to zero, people can panic sell their coins and then get out of the market completely, or they can use their Tether to buy coins and kind of FOMO buy in to all the all the coins and get these at those low prices. So I think that it's definitely it could go one way or the other. I think short term we would see a dip for sure. How much, it's hard to say. I could see Bitcoin, Tether does go to zero, Bitcoin dipping down to 8, 7, 6, maybe even 5,000. But again, it would be a short-term dip because it's kind of like I was explaining. Charlie Lee was saying that it's just like BitConnect. So if it turns out that USDT is not backed by real USD, the pressure crashed to zero, similar to what happened to BitConnect with BCC. So it did not affect BTC or any other altcoins, but the reason it does is because it's self-fulfilling prophecy. People are afraid of it affecting them and they sell. So it's just one of those things where, it's just more FUD. But yeah, if it does go to zero, I do see either panic sell or FOMO buying for coins. So it's hard to say right now, but the fact that people are aware of it and talking about it, at least it gives them a good plan. So the effect isn't as intense, if Tether does go to zero. So right now, I'd just be cautious when holding Tether. I'd rather recommend holding, coins instead, or just, just maybe a small percentage in Tether if you are holding it. But yeah, just be cautious with it right now until Bitfinex does respond and they do show that it is backed by real USD. So Does anyone have any other questions? If not, then I'm probably going to cut this live stream short. Just trying to cover the latest articles, again, why the FUD's been happening and why the decline in the market has been going on. But, you know, it's just, you know, market cycles and everything. And, you know, I see us pretty close to the bounce here. I know seemed like a broken record the past couple of weeks, you know, people trying to predict these bounces, but people have been looking for that, you know, 8,600 to 9,000 level. So if we do reach that, then I know that there's a lot of buying there. So definitely, you know, keep that in mind moving forward, as we are going to get into a new month soon. That kind of January bearish month. That's always happened every year. You know, I think that's just all this FUD that's come out. I mean, it's crazy to see all the FUD that's happened. But again, I think we're finally getting over that. And I think that, you know, all the negative news that could come out, you know, has come out. It's just that USDT news that, you know, everyone's kind of afraid of right now. But yeah, I mean, you know, that the thing that the report was in December 6th actually shows that, you know, they've still been printing USDT for the past 2 months, even though this, you know, since this subpoena has actually happened. So that could be good news. You know, they could have some actual USD backing it. So it'll be just interesting to see, you know, what happens there and, you know, exactly where we go from here. So, but with that, you know, I appreciate all y'all watching this live stream, and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like, and, you know, till next time, keep up updated on the latest news, and thanks for watching. See y'all later.